Hey guys, how are you today? Happy Monday.
Welcome team. It is another week. They fly by so quickly. Seems as though if we don't start preparing for this call, like it's here. And so I'm excited for you guys to get this information today. We've got some great stuff lined up. We got a couple guests that are going to be on with us today. So hello. It's a few people joining us already live on the call. It's awesome to see the live audience is growing.
Yeah.
It's starting to grow. Although we do have still quite a few people who are not on Facebook. So make sure that you are tagging your teams and then going to the YouTube channel to possibly get some of the weekly calls there forwarded over to them. So we're trying to reach as many people as possible without the complications of multiple streams through Facebook. What's up, Maria? What's up, Gary? Nice to have you guys on with us this morning.
Tanea, good morning.
Yeah, Tanea is here. Hey, Iris, how are you? So we're starting to reach. We're East Coast. We're Florida. Let's see who else we got on here. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Got some Florida people jumping on here. So we're excited to roll this out with you guys today. And we're 3 weeks into our core values. We released those 3 weeks ago. And I'm telling you, it's important that you know which these values are, because I got some questions just this week about our team culture. And my response to that was, well, can I share with you our 7 core values? And we did that in a messenger chat, and it was perfect because they can see firsthand what we're about. And so number 3 is one of my favorites. It's that we look for opportunities to celebrate life and recognize others. So, when we did these core values, we set them up in a way that they would be broad so that we could really elaborate, and you could put your own spin on how you celebrate life. I don't know. Some of you might celebrate life a little differently than others. Some of that might just be some gratitude, right? That's a way of celebrating life, that you're just grateful for what you have in its current state, because if you can't be, then you're never going to be. Okay, we know that for a fact. If you can't be grateful right now just for life itself, you're never going to be grateful. Money's not going to change that. So we're excited to have on the call with you someone that has hit a big rank. She's on the line here. She's driving right now, and so we weren't able to bring her on video, but we're gonna just kind of put her on speakerphone so that she can talk to all of you through speakerphone. And it's Terry Tomlinson out of Orlando. She has just hit Pro 6. That's a big one, guys. That is a big one, and we're excited for her. I talked to her last week, asked her a few questions. I'll ask some of those questions today again. I know not all of you out there maybe even want to run for that type of rank. Maybe that's not why you joined us. Maybe you joined us to just feel better. Maybe you joined us just to share this with a few people and get your products for free. But I do know there are some people probably on this live right now that did join us because they wanted to make a couple $1,000s. In fact, in the comments, why don't you drop down in the comments what you joined us for? Whatever reason you joined us. Did you join us to make a few $100? And if so, that's fantastic. It really is. Did you join us to make a couple $1,000? Or did you join us to make a couple $1,000 a week? Because that's a different, they're all levels of commitment, but nevertheless, we've got Terry on the line. Let's see, Terry, why don't you give them just a little bit of your background, share with them who you are, where you're from, and let's do kind of a sound check here.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. The question is, can the people out on Facebook hear you? So,
Okay.
Tell us where you live and a little bit of your background, and we're going to see if they can hear you on Facebook.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, my name is Terry Tomlinson. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor and a master herbalist, and I live in Mount Dora, Florida, which is about 20 minutes north of Orlando. And I've been in Orlando since I was 10 years old, and that's kind of what my background is. I started out, I had a lot of personal sickness, which is how I began to study and figure out how to get well. And then I finally got to LifeVantage, and that has 100% taken me over the top.
Awesome.
So how's that sound?
They're good. They can hear you. So thank you.
Excellent.
They can hear you just fine, and glad to have you on here. I got to meet Terry, guys, last year, I think, or maybe it's 2 years ago. And I was impressed immediately because of having someone like her join our organization. Super talented, organized, came to us with network marketing experience, and obviously as a naturopath, experience with nutrition, health. Just a fantastic person to have with us on the team. And she immediately had some success, as you could imagine. Terry, how long have you been around network marketing?
15 years.
Okay. So around network marketing, 15 years. She obviously saw the opportunity with LifeVantage, and that's not what today's about. But she was Pro 5. How long were you Pro 5, Terry?
Well, actually, I went Pro 5 in a very short period of time, and I've been in the company 3 years.
Okay.
And I had, really fast success. And the reason I had fast success is because I was bulletproof from the beginning, because I already understand the industry. And most of the time when we're brand new, like when I first started 15 years ago, I had all the reasons that all of our new people have, and that's kind of a lack of confidence. Like I, wondered what my friends would think about me, and, all the different things. Felt like I needed to know so much. When I came to LifeVantage, it didn't take me long to recognize, at the time, I think it was 23 peer-reviewed studies. In my former company, I had to do all the research to feel comfortable. When I got to LifeVantage, all the research is really done, scientifically validated, and that told me immediately I don't have to worry about sharing this information. It is proven success. And that was a game changer for me. I was able to immediately share the information with confidence. And, with every new person that we bring on board our team, it's one of the first things I want everybody to understand is peer-reviewed studies are a game changer. And another big game changer is that the company has printed material that any other natural health company cannot have, because they don't have those studies. And Federal Trade would never shut down LifeVantage, because it has been proven that product is going to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. The company can say it out loud and proud, and so can I.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I just wanted to be clear with everybody out there, because Pro 6 is a big rank. And we wanted to be very clear that you've had experience, and we all want to find people with your type of experience to come to our organization. But the fact that you were Pro 5 for a while means you did get a little stuck. And so my question to you, and what I really want to kind of elaborate on here, last week when I called you to congratulate you is, all right, so something happened. What got you unstuck? So share with them briefly what you shared with me, that, you just said, hey, I've been here long enough, it was time.
Exactly, and that's exactly a fact. I went to Pro 5 right away. I enjoyed that income, but I got tied up building a house and stuff we were doing. And so then, like you're describing, I decided, wait a minute, I'm hanging out here too long when my goal is to really go to the top with you guys. And the only way you're going to get to the top is to make that decision. So I made the decision. Actually, the beginning of August, I started to really pay attention. I've got leaders, they're awesome. I started, I literally set up a war room in my office, put up a whiteboard, decided to do the 60 and 30. So we had 30 days in the month. Make sure that I send that video out 2 times every single day. Means I'm going to expose it to 60 people. Where did I find the people? Everywhere I went, because it's on my mind, and I've made a decision, and I'm going to send that video out. And that's where it started.
Yeah.
Then I set up a Tuesday night Zoom meeting, training for my team, taking them step by step. And here's the important part of that was the very beginning of the month, I would take that Tuesday night to explain, listen, we have to set the goal at the beginning of the month. You have to know where you want to be at the end of the month. And unless you have the goal from the first of the month, you'll do what we typically do, hang out for the first 2 weeks and scramble in the last 2 weeks. But if you have the goal and you set it the first week and then you work towards your goals every day, you'll achieve it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for being on with us today. I loved your story, and I hope your story is helping everybody that's heard it again this morning, because she made a decision, guys. The opportunity didn't change, the products didn't change, the comp plan didn't change, but somehow she went to Pro 6, and she did that because she made a decision. She did what we've know to do, expose the business, right? So she did that 60 and 30 because people are everywhere. And the other thing is she made a commitment to her team. I think it was every Tuesday. They were being intentional. So Terry got very intentional, right? What's core value number 1? That we're going to have intentional-based life, guys, and we're going to live with purpose.
That should fire y'all up, just hearing her story. Just hearing that she has been doing this for years and just made a decision to go out and be more intentional about it. Daily, I love having the daily goals. That's where it's at, because so often people get a little bit tired or a little bit, okay, I'm just not up for it today. No, every day, and you get results.
Right.
Love it, Terry.
Yeah, and so the commitment to the team to add value there. You know, I heard something this past week that is extremely valuable information that I wanted to pass along today. And it's in connection to your income. And it basically said, the harder you are to replace, the more money you'll make. So just think about that. If you're easily replaceable in your network marketing organization, then you're probably not making very much money. But if you're extremely hard to replace, meaning there's people counting on you, it probably means you're making a good amount of money. So Terry, what she did, and she did this in August, guys. It didn't take her a long time once she made the decision. She became less replaceable to her team. She became more important and more valuable to her team. And lo and behold, she ranked advance, and she's going to make more money. So thank you so much for being on, Terry. Appreciate that. And I know you're driving, so thanks for being on the call with us.
And thank you for inviting me on.
Awesome.
Thanks to everybody.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we wanted to share that. So the other part of core value number 3 is that other than recognition is celebration, right? Celebrating life. You guys know we ran an incentive the last week. That was September, for Justin Sweet Life. Sweet, not like S-W-E-E-T, right? Sweet like his suite, his room, the presidential suite that he's got waiting for us and our team. And we need you to help us realize or know who's going to be in that room. So the incentive's over. It ended on the last day of September. We need you to help us with the calculations. So personally, if you are in the running in that thread, say in this Facebook group, the Team True Blue Facebook group, there's a thread, Justin Sweet Life. It's a picture of Justin. Just go in there today and post what your totals were for the week. How much volume you put in for the week to see if you're going to qualify. Now, if you are a leader of an organization, I would strongly suggest that you go into your team and get their totals posted also, because they may not be on Facebook, they may not know, they might even know they qualified. I know there's people that are not on Facebook that qualify. There's some people that put in thousands of dollars of volume in the last week of the month, and that they will be in the suite, but they're not on Facebook. So that's those leaders' responsibility.
Well, and for you leaders, you know that your team, like if they're in the room, if they're in there and able to talk with Justin and other leaders successful at LifeVantage, that benefits you, right? So it benefits their organization, but it also benefits yours. So be proactive in finding out if there's somebody that should be in that room and post for them if they're not on Facebook.
Right. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure the right people are in the room. But here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to find out after the event that you should have been in the room or someone on your team should have been in the room, that they qualified. I want the right people in the room, and I need your help. I need your help as the person responsible. I need your help maybe that you enrolled someone who should be in the room, or I need your help as a leader of a team to identify who should be in the room.
Should we give a deadline as to when it should be posted by? Because at some point we're going to have to go through and tally it up. And you know, if you come to us the day before and we already have the number of people who we've said can be in the room, we can't. His room's only so big. We can only put, you know, the allotted amount.
Yeah, let's give it 2 days. Let's give it 2 days. So Wednesday of this week, so not tomorrow, but the next, we need those totals because we're leaving early for the trip. We've got a lot of responsibilities at the event.
And we want to let people know as well who's going to be in that room.
Right on.
So, yeah.
Right on. All right, let's move on to the second part of this thing that I wanted to discuss today. And that is the power of leveraging events. And we've got a big event coming up in just a couple weeks in Salt Lake City. And that's not the only event that we do. So I wanted to bring on Gary Stern. Let me see if I can, I know he's on here. Let me push this button and see. There he is. Awesome. Let's see if it was that simple. He should be coming on soon. Let's see. There he is.
What's up?
What's happening?
How you guys doing this morning?
Doing well.
We're good. I can't hear you very well, but it might be my volume. There you go. Let's see.
How about, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I just had to turn my volume up on my side. So what's up, Stern?
What's happening?
Thanks for being on with us. I know I didn't give you much of a heads up, but I know a pro like you doesn't need much heads up. So there was a conversation Gary and I had a couple weeks ago with a very influential networker from another country. And he was explaining to us how he builds organizations globally. And so, Gary, I'm going to let you kind of just maybe take a couple minutes to talk about how that conversation kind of like triggered you, like, wait a second, why am I not doing this, right? So give them a little bit of the background there.
Yeah, you got it, man. So first of all, I want to congratulate Terry because that is a freaking awesome accomplishment. And the fact that she sat there for a bit and then just made a decision. So if you're sitting there, I mean, I just want to reiterate that point one more time. I know you asked me to talk about something different, but if you're watching this and you haven't made that decision, look at how fast her life changed, literally by making a decision and doing it in that daily action. So that's awesome. Props to you, Terry. I love the quote, how replaceable are you? I made notes on my notes. It's like, it's funny as heck. So here's the deal. Yeah, Brandon and I are having a conversation with this guy, and he's like, you know, he calls me Sterny, and he's like, here you go, Sterny. Here's the deal. I've got contacts. I live in Australia, but I've got contacts all over the world. I mean, where are you guys? Are you in China? Are you in Europe? Are you in Mexico? Are you in Canada? Where in the U.S.? Where are the big pockets in the U.S.? In fact, he goes, forget all that for a second. Where are you and Brandon going to be? I just want to know where you and Brandon are going to be over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm just going to start contacting my prospects and or actively prospecting, meaning he may not even know somebody in that area yet, but he's going to go into a Facebook group intentionally go into a Facebook group or 2 or 3, find people that live, for instance, in Salt Lake City, and go and put them in front of Brandon and I in 2 weeks, or now in a week and a half when we're there. And so that got me thinking, like, why am I not doing more of that? You know, I did a lot of that at the beginning. And then as I, quote, became a leader in this organization, I was expecting others to put people in front of me no matter where I went. But I forgot that I still need to do that same behavior, that same exact behavior. Why wouldn't I want to put somebody in front of Brandon and Lynette? And it's funny because Lynette, I probably put her into three-way conversations on Messenger in just the last month with 3 different ladies that I thought would really relate to her. And the guys, they're going in front of Brandon. And I'm doing it left and right. At first I thought, wow, they're pro 10s. I'm probably bugging the heck out of them. But you know what? That's what they want, is to be bugged like crazy. And so, yeah, that's what happened to me. It also got me thinking I need to be more intentional again and really talk to this friend of mine that I had recently met out in Salt Lake City, Utah. He's a mutual friend of Ryan Goodwin's and I's. And that led to Justin getting in front of Brandon on a call and getting involved in the company. So he's now a Platinum Pack distributor. The great thing is he lives in Salt Lake. He's going to the event, and he's bringing his wife to the event. So that's 2 more people that I'm getting in front of global convention as a result of a conversation that I had with a top leader saying, just put me in front. Tell me where you're going to be, and I'll put people in front of you. That's all we need to do, guys. So you need to really be intentional about looking at our calendar, looking at that big blue calendar. We need to, myself included, need to do a much better job of that.
Awesome. So, yeah, that was how I wanted to kind of play this out to you guys, because we need an action step, right? So there's the story. It reminded me that I was telling Lynette, we were going to do this with Gary today, and it reminded me of what we did in the beginning. We did the same thing in the beginning. Like, where are the leaders going? Oh, they're going over there. Let's make some phone calls.
And it's like serious urgency.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And if anybody was coming to town, it was like all out, massive. It's a must. It's like we created this urgency that had people going, oh, okay, I'll do what I can to get there. But it all started with us. If you don't
create urgency, they are not going to take the initiative to get babysitters, fight traffic, drive an hour, or what we did. We went to Jacksonville. We drove 4 hours one way. Someone told us, you got to be there.
Yeah.
They said, you just got to. And we're like, okay, we got to be there. So we went, right? Changed our life. Yeah. That event changed our life. And my dog is destroying my chair right now. What are you doing, dude? And so here's what I want you guys to do. We've got 10 days or so. Get extremely intentional over these next couple days about being a networker and finding who you know in your network that lives in Salt Lake City, okay? Start asking questions. Start messaging people. Do you know anybody that lives in Utah? Do you know anybody that lives in Salt Lake City? Why don't you go into Facebook and find some groups in Salt Lake City? I don't know. Find some mom groups. Find some doctor groups. Find some dog groups. Find some horse groups. Find some snowboard groups. Find some mountain bike groups. Find a group. Get in the group and go crazy in there. Who knows? They may kick you out if you get really crazy, but so what? There's 10 million other groups that you can get kicked out of. Go crazy in there, but find some people in Salt Lake City. And then do some one-on-ones, do some lunches, do some breakfast, do some coffee. And if they're interested, get them to the event. And I'm telling you what, that's how you build this business. I'm going after it. I'm going to get extremely intentional. Gary's got some new people coming in there that he just mentioned. So another thing I want to mention is Gary kind of alluded to it, is right on teamtrueblue.org, we have an events calendar where our leaders travel around. So if you are a Pro 5 or higher, and you're traveling or doing local events, we want to know what's going on. We want our team to know where our team is doing events. Let's post those in there so that you guys know where we're going to be, if you're going to be available. I know sometimes when we travel, we're not available to open meetings, but let's post them in there. Obviously, the next big trip is in Utah soon. So thanks, Gary, for being on, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on there, guys. And remember, in Salt Lake, it's not even they have to be at the convention. You're going to have every top leader in Team True Blue, in the company, but in Team True Blue especially, right there in one place at one time. We could go meet for lunch. We could meet for coffee in the morning. We can meet after the session in the evening. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the event, the entire event itself. Just get your people there in front of our people. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yep. So why don't you talk to them about hair care a little bit and registering?
Ooh, I'm fired up about hair care. So you guys, we had a couple calls this past week with corporate talking more about hair care, and you guys are going to be so amped when you get some of this information delivered to you. Like everything else that LifeVantage puts out, it's phenomenal. So super excited about that. But here's the deal: like they produced a certain amount of product, right? And everybody gets first dibs on it at convention. So by being there, you're assured you're going to get your hands on it if you get your butt to the store and buy yourself some. But what's not for sure is how fast they're going to go through it. Because it was funny, in communication with corporate, they were saying, you know, you guys are really making us question if we've produced enough because you all are very, very excited. And so here's the deal. If you want to ensure that you get your hands on some of it prior to year end, you better get what you want and what you need at convention, because there's really not a certainty how fast we're going to go through what's been made and how fast. Well, we know it sounds like it's not going to be replenished until the beginning of the year, which means depending on how fast we go through this stock will dictate whether or not you get any. Here's the other thing. They're doing some cool things with what they have there. They've got a set amount that's coming in a super cool packaging, and they're going to have a few little winner tickets inside, so that somebody just gets a surprise bonus. Just fun stuff they're giving away for being a part and being a distributor of LifeVantage and using the products. There was
Ireland.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know if I had anything else to say about the hair care.
That it makes your hair grow? We can't say that, but we can't say it, but
so here's the thing. Like we can't make just like
y'all see she hit me? See that
like
abuse? Y'all see that?
You break rules.
She hit me.
I'm a rule abider. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Abuse.
The products are phenomenal, but you can't make certain claims. So Natalie told us, she's like, listen, just research some of the ingredients that are in our products. The research will tell you the results of what those products do. So we can always find a way to tell people what these products are going to do. But nonetheless, it's exciting stuff. Now, here's the other thing. They are going to be giving away 2 trips. You guys know that we're all working towards qualifying for Ireland, and I hope that you guys have a strategy in place to get yourselves there, because it's going to be bucket list material. So, although we're all working to already qualify for it, at convention, they're giving away 2 winners are going to receive 2 people. All inclusive to Ireland. But they're doing it twice. So 2 people will win for 2, or 1 person will win for 2, 1 person will win for 2, which means you can take, as a winner, you can take your significant other with you. But you can't qualify for it unless you're registered for convention. That means even if you're a platinum pack holder and your registration is already paid for, you still have to go onto the website and register. Otherwise, your name doesn't go into this drawing. Okay? And then, of course, you have to be at convention, because if they pull your name and announce it, you have to stand up to receive it. Okay? So, if you want to better your chances of getting to Ireland, make sure you're pre-registered for convention. Make sure, you guys, please spread the word on that. It helps corporate to know what to expect from a crowd. We show up, we expect everything to be phenomenal, but if we're not letting them know how many of us are going to be there, how can they prepare appropriately? So this is a little incentive to make sure that everybody's pre-registered. They're going to give you a chance to go to Ireland for free. So pre-register and make sure that everybody you know is pre-registered.
Here's another reason why you're going to be at convention. True Blues Party is going to be off the chain. Hey, listen. So here's the real deal. We talked to the DJ last week, and he called us from Rome.
Yes.
Yeah, he was finishing the show.
He's like, I just got off the stage in Rome. I hope you can chat now. We're like, okay.
So our DJ is international. Mr. Worldwide. No, it's not Pitbull. He's not our DJ. But we will have a straight up DJ. And here's kind of the theme. We kind of sneak peeked it. So the party's going from 8 to midnight. And we're going to play 80s dance on the 8s. We're going to play 90s dance on the 9s. And then we're going to do 2000s come, let's see, wait a second, 80s, then 90s, then 2000s, then
it's a progression.
Then
That's
current music. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna kind of say the back in the day music, the jams. We're gonna realize that how old we are, but we don't feel old because we take Protandim and all our other goodies. So that's a whole nother reason why you're gonna want to be at convention.
The swag is being completed today, which means I'll get to have some of it in hand tomorrow. You'll be seeing pictures on Facebook and details as to how you're going to go about getting it.
I heard the swag looks so good that the people who are making it want it.
They're like, we want to imitate this design. It's awesome.
Yep. Straight up. So here's the action item as we go off into this week, guys. We've built some maps to rank advancing. A map to Pro 3, a map to Pro 5. It's a very simple process. But like any map, you have to follow steps. Like you can't miss one turn and expect to end up where you want to be. You got to hit the consecutive left turns and right turns to end up where you want to be. And in any platform, no matter what, our success is based on customers or people using product, okay? Distributors are customers. I'm a customer, right? I buy Protandim. I also earn a paycheck because I'm a distributor. Nevertheless, everything we do, everything you do should start with the goal of having 200 PV personally. All right. Now, for Lynette and I, no problem. For obvious reasons, we love the products. We use a lot of the products, almost all of the products. All of the SKUs are in this house. There's not one SKU that's in this house right now. Now, we don't use them all every month, but nevertheless, do we use them?
Yes, we do. I don't think there's anything that's unused.
We use all the flavors of Axio.
Our whole family. Listen, and my kids think it's like candy.
It is candy. It is candy. And we're adding some more SKUs with some hair care. But 200 PV is step one for everyone. And so, just so you know, our organization and the company on average is under 200. So we're over 200, and you that are listening to this may be over 200, but somewhere we've got some weak links. And if you want to strengthen your team, if you want to get to Pro 3, if you want to get to Pro 5, and guys, Pro 7 is nothing more than just 5 Pro 5s. Okay, so it's a progression, but it all starts with 200 PV. That should be goal number one. If you've got a new person that's enrolled and they're busy and they're scared to set their launch date and they're procrastinating and they're like, I just, make this simple for me. You want to make it simple? Okay, goal number one, 200 PV. And we're not going to do anything else. We have no other goals until you have 200 PV. So that's your action item this week, is to make sure you have 200 PV personally. And the way you're going to do that is personal consumption or customers. Pretty simple. Okay. Next step is your personal enrollments. Do they have 200 PV? If they don't, make it your goal that you're going to help them get 200 PV. You're going to become more valuable to them. I told you earlier, your paycheck equals how easy or how hard it is to replace you. So go help some people. And the more people you help, the bigger your check gets. That's all Lynette and I want to do. We want to help thousands of people. So we make ourselves available weekly to thousands of people because we know if we do that, we're helping them reach their goals. So go help your team personally get 200 PV. And if you duplicate that, you'll be a Pro 3 in no time, or a Pro 6 like Terry in no time. So action item this week, 200 PV. And let's see what our subscriptions and auto ships look like. Today is the 15th, so an auto ship subscription dropped today. We did get paid today. We got those emails today. You guys might want to use that in your social media feeds. Be creative that you guys got beach money today. You got mailbox money today. You got, PayPal money today, whatever kind of money you want to call it.
For free, whatever it is.
It happened today, right? So just some action items after we leave. We are jamming for next week. We saw the agendas. Friday, guys, y'all better bring some Axio for Friday.
Look.
I ain't joking. It starts at 8 or 9 and goes till 10 p.m. And we go on it no, it goes after 10.
We go on at 9:50 at night. Y'all better show up. You better have your Axio in you.
I don't care if you even got a little something else in your Axio.
No, they gotta pay attention.
No, be a party. I want a loud ruckus crowd. I want a ruckus crew in there come 10 o'clock.
At night. So y'all better bring your A game. That means the night before you better not be out playing. You need some sleep to prepare for all day Friday.
Friday's going to be a long day, but it's going to be good. We'll do our part to have some fun come 10 p.m. on the main stage. A lot of our leaders are going to be on there. I saw Fred Graves' name's going to be on there, I think Friday or Thursday. So we're going to have some fun at convention. You guys go get intentional about finding some people in Utah. Congratulations to Terry again on Pro 6. Thank you, Gary, for being on here. Thank all of you guys, people. Go celebrate some life. Go recognize others and go help some people, guys. See y'all.
Have a great week, guys.